Ben has lost the Omnitrix several times. It's been stolen, traded to save friends, or just vanished. In this video, I'm going to show you all those times when Ben lost the Omnitrix. It's up to you to pick the most epic way, so I suggest staying until the end of the video. I'll stay quiet for a month. Let's start. Usually, trying to take the Omnitrix away from Ben is a very difficult process. In fact, the first time they tried to take it from him, two major enemies had to join forces. By the end of Ben 10's second season, Vilgax and Kevin teamed up to steal the Omnitrix from Ben. What they didn't know was that Ben had accidentally unlocked the Omnitrix's master control, giving him an incredibly powerful ability. I hope I didn't break it again, maybe it's just an upgrade. By chance, Kevin, Vilgax, and Ben become trapped inside the projector, where Kevin takes Gwen hostage just before they reach the portal to escape. Things got worse. Ben was surrounded and his only option was to offer the Omnitrix for Gwen. These two villains would accept the deal, while Ben, in a very subtle move, would reset the Omnitrix, removing the master control. In a matter of seconds, one of the coldest scenes in Ben 10 happens. Kevin puts a machine on Ben's wrist to take the Omnitrix from him. Now, the suffering we can see is huge, since the Omnitrix is literally attached to Ben's skin. After much suffering, Kevin and Vilgax finally take the Omnitrix from Ben for the first time. Vilgax and his obsession with stealing the Omnitrix has made him form alliances with several enemies. This time, it was with Albedo. At the end of Ben 10 Alien Force, they realized something very important, and that is that Ben, without his team, was a very easy prey for these two. Albedo focused on kidnapping his team, defeating Gwen and Kevin, although it wasn't the same with Grandpa Max. They had what it took to be able to face Ben. Albedo had in his possession an Omnitrix very similar to Ben's, with one big difference: the ability to transform the aliens into their ultimate forms, something Ben had never seen before. For the first time, we saw a Supreme Mongostabrio, and Ben had to face him. Obviously, he lost. A defeated Ben lay on the ground, forced to decide his friend's fate, or the Omnitrix, which we had seen before. With no choice, Ben uses the Omnitrix's voice command to disable it and reluctantly gives it to Vilgax. In Bendy's Alien Force, something unusual happened. The Omnitrix left Ben on its own. While enemies have tried to steal it before, this time was different. The Omnitrix had started to malfunction. As always, folks, where is my alien? That feature isn't available? I'm getting a signal, bro. The Omnitrix was preventing Ben from using his transformations. Also, it was telling him that he had to return to Primus. The situation got even stranger when they were suddenly transported to this planet. It's odd to see the Omnitrix leave Ben. Ben lost it without knowing why, but we did. Behind all of this was Asmod, who needed the Omnitrix to be able to face Vilgax. In Ben 10 Omniverse, the multiverse remains open because one timeline has a Ben Tennyson without an Omnitrix. This leads to strange situations, such as meeting characters like him, evil Bens from other dimensions. This Ben can't understand why zombies and kids with strange watches that turn them into monsters suddenly come after him. Fortunately, there are also helpful Bens who tell him this is all part of a bigger plan. He tells him he's unique because in every other timeline, Ben always had a watch. Ben Tennyson not having the Omnitrix has made him a target across dimensions. Every Ben Tennyson across time and space has crossed paths with that Omnitrix. However, you haven't. During this great battle, and after meeting many Omnitrix wielders, as usual, Vilgax is revealed as the mastermind behind everything, having planned his move for a long time. He used a Chronosapien bomb to eliminate all Bens from every era except this one. The bomb starts destroying all the Bens. Tennyson, as one of his final acts, our Ben Tennyson gives his Omnitrix to this Ben. Losing it was inevitable, although it was a nice gesture to give him the Omnitrix before disappearing. In the season finale of Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben had lost the Omnitrix, and not only that, in that same season finale, the Omnitrix had also been destroyed. After giving the Omnitrix to Vilgax, and after talking with Asmodee, Ben decides to get the Omnitrix back. Ben, Gwen, and Kevin are teleported to Vilgax's ship, where Ben threatens him by telling him to give the Omnitrix back, or else the Omnitrix will explode. Following Buzz's command, Ben activates the Omnitrix's self-destruct mode. Here's one of the coolest Ben 10 Alien Force scenes. Ben's confidence and the way he challenges Vilgax are incredible. He gives him 30 seconds to hand over the Omnitrix. I'll only give you 30 seconds. Detonation in 20 seconds. Oops, I made a mistake. 20 seconds. As the clock ticks, Vilgax says he can't destroy the Omnitrix or the universe will explode. Ben says that would only happen after charging for days. With 30 seconds, only part would explode. The duel of words and threats continues. Vilgax transforms all his droids into Swampfire, and the battle goes on. 5 seconds remain. The looks are intense. Vilgax expected Ben to back down, but he doesn't. Ben lets the Omnitrix explode on Vilgax's wrist, finally destroying it. A fair price to save the world. In Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Native Sky, Ben begins experiencing sudden changes. It seems that Ben can't control the ultimate forms of the Ultimatrix, which is causing him to lose control. Ben starts hearing voices in his head and begins to act pretty strange. It's okay, Gwen, it's me, it's me, it's me. This causes internal struggle and collapse. A Supreme Mungosaur and Ben battle for control of the body, causing a red light to appear from him. The energy keeps expanding, causing a Supreme Mungosaur to disappear. Ben leaves the Ultimatrix empty, leaving Gwen and Kevin with questions. In the season finale of Ben 10 Supreme Native Sky, Ben defeats Diagon and Vilgax in a major battle. Right now, Ben has the Ultimatrix and the Sword of Ascalon, making him one of the universe's most powerful beings. But Asmuth, the Omnitrix's creator, appears to take both artifacts as the Sword of Ascalon is sent into the universe. While Ben reflects and admits that it's too much power for one person, Asmuth still asks him to hand over the Omnitrix. Ben can't do much against the creator. He extends his hand and watches as the Ultimatrix detaches from his wrist, a day to win and lose. Since, as we know, after this, Ben would get the Omnitrix. There have been times when Ben has lost the Omnitrix in a very strange way. This one in particular is from a dream. Enoch was the one responsible for capturing Ben and putting him to sleep. Then with this machine, he finally took the Omnitrix away from Ben. Even if it was in his dreams, he still did it. In the multiverse, some Ben Tennysons have lost the Omnitrix, and even more. I'll start working on the video. If you like the idea, let me know in the comments. By the way, how many other Ben Tennysons have lost the Omnitrix in the multiverse? There are plenty just in the reboot, so the video should be interesting. For my part, and with the company of these wonderful people, I say goodbye. Remember, I'm Frio10 Mil, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.